Hey everyone, it's Natalie. I'm back in today for a video of this BS that we're going through, right? So I know the last video is kind of all over the place, but I feel like that video kind of sums up everything that is going on all at once, right? So you are dealing with arguments with your partner, conflict with them, conflict with your in-laws, conflict in your family dynamic, your nuclear family you've created. Maybe you haven't gotten married yet and it's already started. And there's all these, when you're dealing with a narcissist, it's like dealing with a puzzle. And it's not until you actually solve that puzzle do you actually get the bigger picture of what is going on in your life, right? So that is a really good way of looking at what you're dealing with, is that you are putting puzzle pieces together to gain the affirmation and the acceptance and I don't know what you want to call it, just knowing that you're not going crazy, that it's not you, that it's not your fault. Because if you have I'm going to use this as a frame of reference. Let's say you get a puzzle, I don't know, with 10,000 pieces, right? We all know a puzzle with 10,000 pieces is going to take forever. And you're going to come back to it day after day, maybe even month after month until you finish it. And once you finish it, then you see the bigger picture of what's going on, and you either see beauty or ugly in this puzzle. And unfortunately, the last few little puzzle pieces that you get to put down, you start to see, actually it could be halfway through, you start to see the ugliness of what is actually going on. And I am here to affirm, to let you know that you're not going crazy, that what you're going through, what your experience is going through, or your experience that you're going through is, you're not alone. Let's just put it that way. Look at my channel. I almost have 3,000 subscribers. And the crazy part is I have more views than likes. And I also have more, I have less subscribers than the people that actually watch my videos, right? Because I think they're too afraid to subscribe to my channel because they think that their narcissist is tracking them, which they do, unfortunately. And the other day, I had someone say, hey, I had to erase my message or my comment because I'm scared that my mother-in-law is going to find it. Like, how ridiculous is that? If you're having to delete comments off my page or not subscribe out of fear but return all the time, because it shows me my returning audience that is subscribed is 25%. My returning audience that is unsubscribed is 78%. So that means the people that are returning to my page are not subscribed out of fear. Now you tell me if that is abuse or not. If you are at that stage that you are so hypervigilant that you can't subscribe or leave a comment on a YouTube video because of the fear of the narc finding it, you should not be in contact with this person. This is the whole reason why I made my channel, is because of fear, hypervigilance, and just getting tired of the nonsense. Putting the puzzle pieces together and actually seeing what the picture is really like. Because as you put this, let's say you got that puzzle and you didn't know the picture, and then you start building the picture. And halfway through, you see an ugly picture, but you're like, oh no, there's no way it's ugly. I'm just going to keep building onto that relationship because it's going to turn out to be beautiful. And right there, right at the end, you actually see that those last few puzzle pieces don't make the puzzle pretty or the relationship pretty. Henrietta, no. My son's jumping on his trampoline, sorry. So if you are in a stage that you can't, you're so hypervigilant and your CPTSD is so grandeur, you need to run from these people. Because I can tell you I didn't run when I was in your stage, and it made it so much worse on me. And it's taken me so many years to heal and get to the point that I'm at. And I don't want that for you. Narcissists get worse with age. They get away with more because pity old lady or man. And they also stop giving a damn about what you think about them because they're getting older. This is with really any older person that is getting up there in age. They switch into a kind of nasty person. Not all, but some do. Because they are tired and they don't have patience. And so with a narcissist, you get that on top of it. And so if you think that you're going to be able to figure these people out and change their mind about you, you're not. That puzzle that you put together will never change. The pieces have already been formed and manipulated into what the picture is long ago. And this is what you need to understand. This is something that has been planned, regardless if it was you or Becky or Susan or Natalie or Sarah or whatever their name is, right? Lori, I can go on with all these names. The same thing that happened to you would have happened to that person if your partner chose them. This is what your partner also, and this is what you need to explain to your partner. This is what they also need to understand, that it did not matter who he or she chose as a significant other or partner. The same thing was going to happen because of the attachment that the mother-in-law, the identity the mother-in-law finds within her child. Okay? In her eyes, you have stolen her identity, her security, her way of hiding behind bad behavior, and you've taken it for yourself. And so what she does, because she feels like, well, if my son sees something within this woman, I'm going to find that thing and I'm going to mirror it. And once I start mirroring it and I start showing my son or daughter that I am just as good as this person, I can do just as much or whatever the significant other is doing, then you will no longer need your wife or husband or significant other, because you can find those traits and values within me, even though they were stolen from you. Even though they are not sincere within the narcissist. Even though those are not their personality traits or what they would do in a normal day life. They wouldn't do what you do in a normal life. Because they are conniving. They're backhanded. Let me get this through to everyone. And I'm going to try to make this short. A narcissist does not get their supply off of positivity. They get their supply off of negativity. That's the truth. They get their supply off of negativity. That is why when someone else is being celebrated, if there is a birthday or Christmas or a family gathering or you're going out to eat, there's always something that happens to shock you, to offend you, to make you feel uncomfortable, to draw attention, that negative attention, back onto them. Because I can tell you a story real quick. We were out to eat. The business was closing 15 minutes before we got there. We go in. The waitress says, "Hey, we're closing. I'm the manager. I literally work almost 70 hours a week. We don't, because like they didn't have a lot of people. She was just getting over cancer herself, and she said, I need a break. I get 1 hour. She works the full day, lunch and dinner. She goes, I only get 1 hour. I'm really sorry, but I've got to, I guess she had kids and stuff or whatever it was. I need to leave. And my mother-in-law starts crying, complaining about how sick she is and this and that. And she really needs to eat. She's weak. All this. And so she's like, well, I'm really sorry. I've got to give you to-go things. You know, you walked in when we were closing for an hour in between lunch and dinner. And she also worked breakfast. And so we all get our food in styrofoam containers. And what do you think my mother-in-law does? Instead of getting up and going outside where picnic tables were, where our cars were, where our hotel was literally not even like it's walking distance, she starts eating. Everyone's box is closed besides hers. She starts eating. So the lady gets her purse. She's getting ready to leave, thinking we're leaving. And she's like, we're closing now. I'm going to lock the door. I'm sorry, but I really have to eat. I'm just so weak. It was just such a long car ride, and I have to eat, and it's all about me. And the lady's like, look, I've survived a lot of things in my life, and I only get an hour break, and I really need to go. And she was pissed. So what do you think happened? She goes, can we reserve dinner? While this lady's pissed off. Okay. The lady takes her little thing. Sure. Reserve dinner. Because they had a separate little hut that was specifically for dinner. Like steaks and stuff. A different outing. Like outside building. So she takes her names. We all are just sitting there eating. The lady she's like, I don't appreciate this disrespect, ma'am. I don't understand what you don't understand, that I have to leave. It's the only break I get. I work 60 to 70 hours a week. There's not many people that work here. I need to leave. This is the only break I get before the big rush. Okay? This is on a weekend. A big rush. If you're a waitress, you know the weekend's a big rush. All day is a big rush. So we're all eating. We get in the car, and all three of us, Bryce, Jared, and I, were like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I said, Jared, I told you, she'll never change. She'll never change. It's only about her. She does not care about anyone else's needs. She doesn't care that other people have their life and they have to go do things. They don't care. She doesn't care that they're serving her. She looks at them basically like they're her servants, and you better do what I say. I'm paying you. And that is her attitude when we go out to eat with her, is I'm paying you. You do what I say and whatever. So that we go out all day. We decide as a group that we're not going back there. We're going to go somewhere else because my mother-in-law said she was rude. What do you know? She decides for all of us, we're going back to dinner over there. We walk into the steakhouse. Well, magically, our reservation had been canceled. I wonder why after that dispute between them two. Oh, well, we'll just wait. We're super... even Bryce, my son, and my husband and I were sitting in the car like, what is she doing? Why is she going back here? There's other restaurants. Like, I don't get it. It's really to assert dominance and narcissism onto that other woman. but she was brave enough to stick up for her. And I was happy for her. I was happy to eat that cold food when we got it. Taught her a lesson. So we get in the restaurant. We have to wait an hour almost to get seated because, oh, we were double. This is what it was. We were double booked on accident. So we wait. Everyone's getting their food after we ordered, like, quick. Well, all of a sudden, we order our food, and we're sitting there for an hour. We hadn't been served. Well, finally, we get served. The food is cold. It's disgusting. I didn't want to eat it. I ate a couple bites because I thought maybe she spit in it or she had the cook spit in it. And Bryce was like, I'm not eating this, Mom, I'm not eating this. I'm not going to eat it. I know something happened to it. Because the dispute, that lunch, was so intense. And she was crying and making a scene. And even the waitress said, ma'am, I don't understand why you're making a scene and you're crying and getting all emotional when you can literally go outside and sit on the picnic table so I can take my hour lunch break before dinner rush. She literally said that. She goes, I am a survivor of cancer. I have been through many battles in my life. I understand maybe you're lightheaded, you don't feel good, whatever it is, you're weak, you're old. Because the waitress was young, you know, she's probably younger than me. And she's pointing out all these things to her. Like, I don't understand why you're being... She's like, the waitress said, I have been nothing but courteous and kind to you. And you have been totally disrespectful of my time, energy, and the things that I need to do in life when I have an hour break. So when we get our food, it's cold. I don't eat like 2 bites of it. We get back in the car, and Jared is like, dude, my food was horrible. It was cold. Everyone was saying that. Even her husband said it. And they all agreed. Oh, well, we know why our food came out last and cold, right? Because she was a bitch. That waitress was horrible to us earlier in that day. The restaurant was closing. She asked you to leave. She even took her time to make everyone... 5 people burgers to go right before she was on break. I'd be pissed as a waitress. I've been a waitress. I know that is some shady crap. And all the other people that were coming in, she would say, hey, we're closing in 15 minutes. They're like, oh, never mind. We're going to go ahead and just go somewhere else. Oh, no, we couldn't do that. She had to embarrass us. So this is an example of what they'll do. So you don't need these people in your life embarrassing you, making you feel uncomfortable, making you feel... Because when someone in the group, if you're in a group, does something like that, it makes everybody look bad. Not just the narcissist. It makes every single person sitting at that table bad. And then you add the layer of you being uncomfortable and embarrassed by it. So these are the things that they will do. They set people up to serve their needs instead of saying kind things or serving other people's needs and realizing that this lady has been working her tail end off and she needed an hour break. And being respectful and going up the road to another restaurant. No. So this is, like, I know y'all always say, please tell me more stories. Oh my God. Please, you know. So this is a true story that happened. And she also was the one that always sent her food back. It wasn't good. She would call corporate for discounts at hotels if something went wrong. She'd steal food out of the morning room where they gave free breakfast. So did her husband. They filled their suitcase and refrigerators up for days on end and took it back with them. And they're millionaires. This is the stuff they'll do because they're entitled. Okay? And so you have to understand, these are not people you want to be around because what they do is they rub their negative energy off on you and make you look bad to other people. So although some people may not see the narcissist as bad, right? But when the narcissist is hold on guys, I'm making a video. although the narcissist is acting bad, what you don't realize is when they're acting bad, it makes you look bad. So these are things that you have to think of when it comes to being in relationships with these people. And I know this is kind of all over the place, but at the same time, it's like you're literally dealing with this every single day. Like, you might even be invited to their home. You might, whatever it is, Henrietta, whatever it is, you get to choose and pick what you do in life, who comes and goes in your life, and who gets to stay. That's the truth. And in being embarrassed, like I was that day at that restaurant, I felt like I wanted to go. I did not want to be around there, but I felt also at the same time forced to stay because of the influence of the narcissist and that family and not upsetting them. So you have choices in your life that you get to make. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to have their negative energy rub off on you or have other people look at you like you are them because of their actions. People look at them in public when they act like that. And they think the same as you. So the choices that you have in life are to get the hell away from these people before they destroy you. Because I was destroyed. I'm sorry. I was destroyed. Everyone writes in the comments, oh, you don't understand. I had the worst mother-in-law and ever, blah, blah, blah. But you have no idea what it is to be a 15-year-old going through this your whole entire life until you're almost 39 next month. You've only been dealing with it for a short period of time. Think about the 24 years I've dealt with it. So when you go in the comments, yes, everyone has a story. Everyone has a story. And everyone might have it worse than another. But some people may not have it as bad as you, but think they do. But what they don't realize, it will get worse if they don't get out. Because they are just at the start. It's at the finish you realize really what a narcissist can do to your life. So when I hear people complaining about, oh, I have the worst mother-in-law. I've been in a relationship for 2 years. She's the worst. You don't understand. I could write a book. Oh, honey, please. Write a book after 2 years? And no offense, I'm telling you, if you feel like you can write a book after 2 years, think about 24. Think about 30, like some of the other women. You better get out. You better get these people away from you. Because if you can write a book in 2 years, think about the trauma and the effect it will have on your life and marriage after 24. Think about it. If you are already having problems before you get married, why are you getting married? Why? Why are you getting married? I wish I had learned that lesson. Although I love my husband, I love my life, I wish I had learned that lesson. Because the last 24, well, no, because I've been no contact for a while, but I would say good 18 years, 20 years of that was nothing but pain. And if you think you can change these people and make them see you in a different light or change their opinion about you, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're playing against a chess master. The problem is you don't become that chess master for many more years to come until you beat them when you solve that puzzle. And I know I'm speaking in a lot of innuendos and things like that, but you get what I'm saying. I'm trying to put together a bigger picture for you of what your life will be. If you don't go no contact with them and you have hope and you don't leave it alone, you're going to have one hell of a ride in that marriage. My suggestion is, if you decide to get married to someone or you are in a marriage with somebody who has a narcissist as a parent, you will not fix them. They will not change their opinion about you. It is set in stone. It is set in stone. Listen to me. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, nothing will ever change. Think about it. Peace, love, and harmony, guys. Love you. Sorry if this video is all over the place, but I just, you guys know I don't write anything down. I just speak from my heart and my mind. But you won't change them. So if you plan on marrying one or you're in a marriage with one, you need to distance yourself, go no contact, go gray rock. You need to have a family conversation about it with your husband, children, whoever it is, about the boundaries that are set in stone, just like the narcissist set her opinion about you in stone. Bye-bye.